What we have here is a Lee Load-All 2. It's a shotgun shell reloader. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to load up some homemade slugs. I'm using the 2 3/4 shotgun shell hulls. These are one-shot shotgun shell hulls. And I'll start off by, of course, I'll clean them off. Try to get as much residue off as possible. And inspect them for any cracks or any splits or anything. I'll put them in the shell reloading machine, and I'm going to remove the primer out of the back of the shell. And then we're going to put another primer in it in the second stage. Then we're going to slide it into the powder filler. Now I'm using a Lee loading die, it's a 163 die, and it loads 22.2 grains of Winchester ball powder. That's a Super Target AA. That's the powder I use. I like the sound of that powder. It's got a nice pop. So we put it down in here. We pop a little powder in there. We'll charge. Notice, I don't know if you can see the charge, but we do have a charge in there. And then I'm using a shotgun wad, which is the Winchester AA double wads for 12 gauge shotgun shells. And of course, this case we're going to use a homemade slug. Now I like to compress it down pretty good, tighten it up against the powder. Once I do that, here's my homemade slug. It's actually a sinker that you use for fishing, and you can buy them at Walmart. They're water gremlin egg sinkers. They're 1 ounce and they fit perfect in a 12 gauge shotgun shell. What I do is I'll take it over here with this little anvil, and I'll sort of flatten out the ends, both sides a little bit, just so it sits good inside the shell. Push it in there, inspect it, be sure it's in there good. We start our crimp, a nice little start, and then we slide it over into the crimping position. I like to do it a couple times to get a good tapered crimp. Look how perfect that is. No rattle, no noise, everything's tight. And let me tell you, at between 50 and 70 yards out of a full-size shotgun, you can hit one of those empty green LP tanks from about 50 to 75 yards, no problem, man. I mean, it smacks. And I don't know if these things are tumbling or spinning. I doubt if they're spinning. And I don't know if they're tumbling or going straight, but let me tell you something. They're very destructive, and they're really fun, and it's fun to reload, and hell, you have a good time doing it. Just be safe and shoot straight.